What's up, guys? Derek Johnson of the Freedom Factory here, and today we're going to dive into an interview or little walkthrough video that I did with two of my newest clients, John and Randy. And this was the first time we actually jumped on a Zoom call, but it felt like we're kind of talking like old friends. I wanted to kind of share this one with you guys and see how this kind of works behind the scenes of me helping some new clients with the Chirply platform. So if you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe and smash that bell so you don't miss any future videos. If you're new to Chirply, what I want you to do is go ahead and text demo to 319-250-6868. This is going to be all about building your SMS list and automating your follow-up processes using Chirply. So that's what these clients want to do. That's what I'm going to help them do, and I can help you do the same thing. So if you actually text demo, what's going to happen is you'll get a text message instantly, and then a little bit later, maybe 1 minute or so, there's going to be an outbound IVR call. You can see how that whole process works. It's very pressure free. It's not me actually on the phone getting in your face, so you can take your time, listen to the options. If you want to jump on a call, there's an option for that. If you want to schedule a Zoom call, kind of like John and Randy did here, you can go ahead and do that too. If you do want to schedule a call, I'll ask that you actually sign up for the free trial of Chirply. That way we can be ready to roll once we get on that call. But that being said, let's jump right into this interview. Hopefully you get some value out of this. And again, appreciate you guys. Be sure to subscribe and smash that bell so you don't miss any future videos.
Derek, tell me about follow-up, because what we're going to use this, obviously, it's a follow-up tool. So we're going to be using it to follow up with people who have already obviously already opted in, and they may have seen us a little bit on video.
Yep.
Kind of like what you do, because you've got the videos out there, so people are accustomed to who you are. And
Yep.
then tell me, your follow-ups are, you're taking advantage of all the media, right? You're taking advantage, maybe even some ringless voicemail, maybe a text, maybe shoot an email out to them, and then an opportunity with an IVR for a call, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And
So,
you can have multiple IVR too for different purposes. So
I was thinking once they try to get me live, then I can also give them some options there before I actually get to the phone.
so an opt-in, there's kind of two ways you can do it. You can do the sales bridge message after an opt-in. So that's going to call your phone or an agent that you set it up to ring. And once you pick up, you can tell it what to say. So it can say, hey, this is a lead from a Facebook ad, or this is a lead from a website, and it can read their information.
That's the whisper thing?
Yeah, the call whisper.
Yeah.
And then you would press 1, and then that way you would connect to their phone. It would call them. The other way is you can do an outbound IVR. So basically that calls them, they pick up, then it plays your IVR message. That gives them options, like you can press 1 to connect to me instantly. If you want to schedule a follow-up, you can press 2. I'll shoot you a link to my calendar. You can press 3 if you want to leave a voicemail, and I'll get back in touch with you later. Stuff like that.
Randy, that is for what we're doing. That kind of a follow-up right there is awesome. That's really all we need. I mean, you inject yourself after you see the interest, really, which is what you want. That's just conjecture on my part, but I think that's the way it's going to work.
I think so too. How'd you get involved with Chirply coming from CNC? This doesn't compute.
Yeah. So in the factory, I was working like 12-hour days. Well, on third shift. So I worked third shift for 10 years and hated it. I was making really good money. They pay really good.
Oh yeah.
And I had, 100% covered health insurance, all the benefits of a union shop.
I remember those days.
Yeah. But I just hated it, wanted to get out of there. So I went back to school. They paid for 2/3 of my tuition. I ended up getting my degree in accounting. And then, so I became a corporate accountant, but that's just the same thing, except they're using.
You're on a path to suicide, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get to an accountant. I'm surprised you're alive.
I went into accounting because before that I got into real estate. So I started getting some single family houses and stuff, trying to just get my cash flow up so I could leave the factory job. And I'm like, well, accounting will probably teach me more little tricks so I can maximize this. It took me 3 years part-time because I was going after work in the morning, going to college, but got that done. And then I went into corporate accounting. It's still the same bullshit. Just, you don't get all oily. So, then I got into.
You probably won't lose a finger, sharpening.
Yeah.
That's a good story.
They give you a lot more food as an accountant, which doesn't make sense because I was burning way more calories as a factory worker.
Never seen an accountant in very good shape, man.
Yeah.
Unless he's doing personal taxes, so he doesn't get to eat for 3 months out of the year.
Yeah.
That's my degree too, man. I was going to go that same route that you're talking about, but I interviewed for a couple of jobs, and that was a pretty nerdy environment, man. I wasn't ready for that.
So are you out there in Des Moines?
I'm in.
All right. I'm getting ready. I'll be in Sioux City, Nebraska, coming up in June. I'm not looking forward to that at all.
Nebraska is the only worse state to drive through than Iowa, I think.
I grew up and I was born and raised in Indiana, so yeah, there's. I would rather have my fingernails torn out than drive across 80 any time of the year. And snowbound is even worse.
Yep.
I hated it, which is why I don't live there anymore.
That's just a bunch of cornfields, isn't it? That's, for us Easterners, that's what we're thinking.
I always got more than corn. They got some wrestlers. That's about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, how long you been doing Chirply?
Little over 18 months now. And
So you got a good network established, don't you?
yeah, it's been going great. So I actually went full time in September. So I left my corporate accounting job.
Good for you.
And I do this full time now.
It's a great story. I love that. All right, so how can you help us out, man?
Yeah, so let me share my screen here. And I'll show you kind of the 1,000-foot overview.
Okay.
So this is the dashboard. Do you guys see this feature in your accounts, the pipeline?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
There's nothing there, obviously, because we haven't done much. But yeah, once we get something running, then it'll start to show up in the pipeline. Am I right?
Yeah, this actually is brand new. This came out in March.
Okay.
So this is even a bonus for you guys that you get this. But it makes it easier to track leads a little bit, and you can kind of assign a value, so you can kind of see, at a glance, the potential. So that's down here now. And you can add people to this in multiple ways. So I have a text message autoresponder. When someone texts me demo for Chirply, that goes out, that will actually add them to a pipeline for me. So like all these people right here texted me demo, and they come into my pipeline. And what it does is you set triggers for each step in this pipeline. So this first one, all it does is really changes the default number to my Chirply number. But if I drag a lead from here to this one, it's going to shoot out a text message for me automatically. Or it could be, an IVR, whatever you want to set up. And then basically I'll try to either get them to turn into a customer or find out that they're not interested or a good fit. So that's kind of my simple pipeline. You can do as many steps as you want.
Leave that there for a second. Let me copy that across because I think that's about exactly what I'd like to do with what we're doing.
Yep. And I can shoot you this recording too. Hopefully, as long as it doesn't.
This is set up. Your pipeline that you're showing us now. This is set up for your Chirply business, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
But we could basically, if you think about it, we could use it the same exact way, especially if we go for customers.
Yeah.
We have two types of customers, but the customer that we're looking for is a paid customer, just like Derek is.
Yeah.
So, it's a product versus a service, really.
Yeah.
But it's fine. It works the same way, right?
Yeah. So I really love this feature, and they're going to be adding more to it. Like I said, this just came out in March. And it's better than the lists, I think, a little bit. The lists kind of get bogged down. They do need to add infinite scroll on these. They don't have that yet. So if you have like a large amount of leads coming in, it'd be kind of a little harder to manage because you'd have to scroll forever.
Yeah, because we get 28 a day when we're running these Udemy ads and our flyers and everything else. So
that's not too bad.
Is that usable? I mean, is that workable?
Yeah, I'd say so.
The scroll bar just shrinks up a little bit, but it's just a ways up and down. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I'm talking about some people will add like 1,000 leads at a time.
Gotcha.
And then that'd be kind of hard to manage in here.
Yeah, it'd be a good problem to have. But.
Yeah. Yep. So the basic features that I would set up right away are the IVR. And I've got several of these set up for different reasons. I got inbound ones when people call me. It'll play that digital menu. Oops, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And basically gives them options. That way I only have to get on the phone with a hot lead because they've actually pressed a number to talk to me.
Is that Grant Cardone you got in there?
Yeah. So I was in a clubhouse room.
It was Jason Cardone.
I was in a clubhouse room and they pulled me up on stage to speak. So I went into Chirply quick, made an autoresponder and an IVR while I was waiting in line. And then I was like, hey, all you 10Xers, do this. And got some leads coming in off of that.
I love it.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
All right, keep going. I'm sorry.
But yep, so the IVR, basically just hit create, click this little box. You can name it anything here. In the description, I usually put my steps for the IVR just to remember. So I'll put like press 1 would be forward to cell. Press 2 would be send calendar link. Press 3 into voicemail. Then you can record your audio right here or upload a file. So I'll just record one quick. Hey, this is Derek Johnson testing the IVR. Go ahead and press 1 and I'll forward this call to my cell. If you want to schedule a follow-up, go ahead and press 2 and I'll send you a link to my calendar. Otherwise, press 3 and you can leave me a voicemail and I'll call you back as soon as I can. So then just hit done. You can preview it before if you want, but you can always change it later too. So then that's what people hear right when they call the IVR. And then you can hit this little plus button and this little input number. That's the keypad. So if they press 1, we're building what's going to happen after that trigger right here.
I see.
So what I did is a forward to my cell. So I would put my cell phone in this little slot.
Well, when they press 1, are they going to see that number?
This number?
Yeah.
No. And it will call your cell or whoever you send it to as that Chirply number, whatever Chirply number you assign this IVR to.
Okay.
And you can give yourself some information. So if these are opt-in leads, you're going to have their name, email, phone number, stuff like that. So you can put incoming call from first name, last name. If you want their phone number, I don't like reading numbers on the thing. It could be just first name, last name. And it could be from the demo IVR.
This is so damn powerful, Randy. This is good stuff.
And then you can record an audio for this step too. So that is when they press 1, it will play this message. So it'd be something like, awesome, I'm forwarding this call now. Just wait on the line and I'll be with you shortly. So that will play once they press 1. You can also fire actions here. So if they press 1, you could add them to a pipeline. You could move them to a different list. You can add them to a Zap if you want to send this data somewhere externally with Zapier. Cool stuff like that.
You can add them right to a campaign and text them right away if you want immediately. Yep. Okay.
Put them on a drip. Yep.
Perfect.
So then I'll just hit done. That's my step 1 there. I'll do the same thing for step 2. This one's going to be a text message. So that's this little message icon.
Got it.
SMS content for receiver. That's what it's going to text your phone. So I would put calendar link requested from demo IVR. Lead is first name, last name. Put in my number here. And then content for caller, that's what's going to go out to them. So you would put, here's my link, first name. Go ahead and pick a time that works for you. Give them my Calendly link. And a lot of times I'll put this in here. I always give people a clear call to action. So I put tap to load and hit done. Oh, I need audio again. So I'll say, awesome, I'm shooting you that link now. Just pick a time that works for you and we'll get on that call.
I like how it prompts you if you forget.
Yeah. And then this will be just a voicemail. So that's this little voicemail icon. And I'll say, no problem. Go ahead and leave me a voicemail and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And I'll just hit done. So that's my basic IVR. It's all set up now. All I have to do is assign it to a number. So I can play my message. This is Derek Johnson testing the IVR. Go ahead and press 1 and I'll forward this call to my cell. If you want to schedule a follow-up, go ahead and press 2 and I'll send you a link to my calendar. Otherwise, press 3 and you can leave me a voicemail and I'll call you back as soon as I can. So this is called demo at. Now I can go into number configuration and say I want to assign it to my Chirply number. I'll go into settings. And over here under calls, for your number, you got to toggle both of these to accept messages and calls. And you can select the IVR from this drop down. Hit save. If you want to be notified either by text or email when you get a call, you can toggle these and put your email or phone number right there. Same for text message. So I do get SMS notifications whenever I get a text. That way I can jump in Chirply and respond. You can log in from mobile as well if you're on the go. You can do everything except use the power dialer. So you can't use the power dialer from your mobile, but you can respond to text. You can, add people to a campaign, all that kind of stuff. So let's test this out real quick. Hey, this is Derek Johnson, testing the IVR. Go ahead and press 1 and I'll forward this call to myself. If you want to schedule a follow-up, go ahead and press 2 and I'll send you a link to my calendar. Otherwise, press 3 and you can leave me a voicemail and I'll call you back as soon as I can. Awesome. I'm shooting you that link now. Just pick a time that works for you and we'll get on that call.
Yep.
So that basically just texted me the link that I asked for. I don't know if you can really see it.
I got it. Yep.
So that's the IVR. I'm going to put this back on Chirply demo. So that's probably my favorite feature is the IVR because it works for so many things. And then you got the text message autoresponder here. So I use this for lead generation and it's pretty cool. So you can have different keywords set up for different auto responses. Like my demo keyword sends out this message. So it says, hey, this is an automated message from Chirply. You're now on my VIP list for demo purposes. To opt out, just say stop anytime. And when they text me that, it fires all these actions here. So it adds them to my pipeline, which I showed you guys in the beginning. I can probably zoom in here a little.
Does it, when they hit stop, does it take them out of the campaigns automatically?
Yeah, it will opt them out of all the stuff. Unless they
If you
hit
opt
start.
out, or you can actually keep a running record on all those that opt out anyway, too, right?
Yeah, and you can set up stop as a keyword. I actually just delete them from the system if they do that. But you could have it move them to a list of like DNC or whatever, or opt-outs. That way you could track it that way.
Yeah.
That could be one of your actions that you fire.
Just so we know what kind of percentages we're dealing with.
Yeah. And what's cool about this is for your wife who's going to be selling this, especially for like restaurant type businesses.
Yeah.
You can set up a limit for this keyword. So they can only text it one time. So like this one, I have a limit of 1. After that 1, you can create a fallback message. So this works great for like coupon codes that a restaurant could put up by their register, like opt in to our VIP list, get 10% off. Then it's only going to give them that code one time. Then you have the fallback message. So that's a really cool feature. And you can, I do flyers and stuff like that, where you can actually create a QR code where people can scan it and it's going to automatically opt them into my.
I just got my 2,500 door hangers from Vistaprint in with my QR code on, doing the same thing. I mean, it works.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great little tool. So IVR autoresponder, the same thing. Once you set this up, you go to create auto response. We'll do like demo. And I would put in what the autoresponder is going to be. I'm just going to do this right now.
So this is the autoresponder for a keyword?
Yeah, for a text message.
Okay.
Someone texts you a keyword, it'll auto respond to that keyword.
Okay.
And I wish it was more like a chat bot. That'd be cool. Like if then, but it has to be keyword based. You can still do some conversational stuff. Like I have a realtor buddy who's automated kind of new clients coming in, and it's conversational, and then he can pop in afterwards. But you got to think it through, give them direct options to respond with and stuff like that.
So like if you send them something that says, call me, as long as they put call or me in, it picks it up.
Yep.
Okay.
But then anytime they say that in the future, it'll pick it up too.
Okay.
So you got to say like cactus, something that's not going to come up in a normal conversation. Otherwise, you want to hit the fallback limit and make sure it's just the initial message.
Okay.
So keyword is house. This message will be something like, hey, first name, do you own this address? I was driving by and thought you had amazing grass. And then if I wanted, I could do that limit here. And then you get all these actions just like the IVR. So you could add them to a campaign, trigger an IVR or a zap or a sales bridge call, add them to a pipeline, stuff like that. So now that's all set, demo at. I would do the same thing in number configuration. Go to my Chirply number and choose my auto response here. So now that one's populated. Hit save. So now if I text my Chirply number, the word house, there we go.
Yeah, there it is.
So I must not have my contact info in here. Otherwise, it would populate the address.
Right.
I was going to say, where do you put that in at? Just double click on the.
Just add to your contact base.
Where does it pull it from?
Yeah.
It would be just a contact here. So
anything, yeah, if you use those, it's going to look in your contact base for that information, right?
yep.
And it's anything across the board right there. Any of that. Yeah.
And yeah, let me see. So this is my buddy Josh. Here's what you can kind of see about a contact. You can see the touch points broken down by call, text, or email. Name, if they have a website, you can have their email, address, phone number. You can have custom fields too. So, and this can be added via Zapier from wherever they're coming from. Then it's going to show in the inbox all the prior communication. So it records your call logs, all that stuff. You can leave notes here. You can see what list they're on or add them to a new list from this dropdown.
Same with campaigns.
Same with campaigns. So you could delete them from a campaign or add them to one. You can schedule a follow-up text, call via IVR, drop a RVM, or email from this little scheduler. And this pipelines features just got added too, so you can add them to a pipeline.
Where do you get more results, text or the IVRs?
I get a fair amount from text just because I kind of started doing that in my videos where I ask people to text demo in.
Yes.
And that's what I love about that is it's like evergreen now because people will still do it and still drive results. The IVR though, it's nice having that set up because then I know exactly what the call's about when someone comes in that way. It's not like catching me off guard and I'm like, oh, is this a client?
I caught you at the Target, and you're picking up at the Target, and then
yeah, I got the call whisper at Target. Yep.
Yeah, that's perfect. I love that. That's the golf course thing we're talking about, Randy. We're out on the golf course, and we're picking up 2 or 3 of those with the guys. That's going to be part of it.
Yeah.
All right. A lot of homework.
Yeah, we need. I was going to say we should get together one day and just brainstorm this thing and put it together, Randy, because that's really what we need. It's big. The great thing about it is it's an empty canvas. We can basically build this any way we want it.
Yep.
Love that part of it. So.
All right. Well, Derek, thank you so much for your time tonight.
Yeah.
I'm sure this won't be the last time that we chat.
Yeah, for sure.
If we bug you again and we spend some time putting this together and we have questions, can we do another thing like this sometime so we can ask specific stuff? Because we're tapping your brain. You've been doing this for 18 months.
Yep.
And so you know this inside and out. I'd love to be able to tap you one more time after we've done some due diligence on our part.
Yeah,
And
for
I know,
sure.
my wife, when she gets out here and gets set up, she'll be out here the 29th of this month. And then that first week, she's got some stuff to do, but then she's going to be hitting it. So she'll probably have some questions too, especially since she's going to be doing more along the lines of what you're doing as far as recruiting companies to get on Chirply.
Yeah.
Kind of two different paths here, but using the same software. So,
Well, it's a good opportunity. I think there's a lot of businesses that need this, and especially after COVID, people seeing, oh, I don't have a list of my customers.
Yeah.
So I'm just closed now.
yeah, they are
If they had that list, they could have,
kept in touch.
yeah, shoot a message out. Hey, we're doing pizza deliveries today, or come get a sandwich from noon to 3, whatever.
Perfect.
All right. We really appreciate the time, Derek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be in touch.
All right, guys, that's it for this video. Hopefully you know a little bit more about how to build a list and how to automate some of your processes so you can go about your day and still have your business running, generating leads for you and connecting with those leads in real time when they're motivated. So with that being said, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and smash that bell if you haven't done that already, and I'll see you on the next video.